Welcome back to AMBC. I'm Lynn Collier in for Jill Kropp this Friday. I have three very special guests in with me, all representing Operation Rainbow Canada. Thank you guys very much for being here.
Thanks for inviting us.
Welcome home. I know you were in Cambodia on a recent tour. I'm just going to introduce you briefly. Heather Johnson, a recovery room nurse. Dr. Kimit Rai, plastic surgeon, also the president of Operation Rainbow Canada. And Dr. Eding Vlongo, an anesthesiologist. All part of this and all working as volunteers with this organization. So Dr. Rai, perhaps I could start with you and you could just tell us a little bit about Operation Rainbow Canada and what you guys do.
Operation Rainbow Canada is a registered charity organization in Canada, and we so far have gone to so many countries. Maybe in the last 20 years or so, we've been to about 28 missions approximately. And we've done work with about over $2 million now, all charitable positions. And we've been to countries like Mexico, Guatemala, India, China, Philippines, and provided services down there. Not only that, educating the local doctors and nurses to work with us so they can share knowledge with us. And we keep going back to the same location.
And is it all cleft palate surgeries?
It's mostly cleft lip and cleft palate deformities in children, and then we sometimes, when there's extra time available, we treat children who have post-burn contractures or hand deformities, and mostly it's cleft lip and palate procedures only.
Okay. Dr. Vlongo, how did you get involved in this, and what sort of a role do you provide when you're down there?
So I got involved through the BC Children's Hospital. This year I'm working to further my training in pediatrics. So through the organization I was able to travel over to Cambodia, and it was putting to work the skills I'm acquiring here in British Columbia, and that was truly wonderful with different resources and in a different environment to really kind of hone in on what I'm learning and what I'm doing.
And Heather, as a recovery room nurse, what for you was the biggest difference between working here and working when you were in Cambodia?
In Cambodia, it's a completely different experience. One thing that was most notable when we were there is definitely the language barrier. So all of the children, all the families are not speaking English, so we're using translation, just working in a brand new, exciting environment. And our team that we had was phenomenal.
There's
absolutely phenomenal.
A picture of some of the staff there while you were there. Dr. Rai, what is involved in these sorts of surgeries, and why are they not getting them?
These surgeries are, these kind of surgeries are not easy to do, firstly, and secondly, the education level, if you know the history of Cambodia, most of the educated people have been, over the previous history, have been eliminated, and they're dying to be educated and be part of their community to teach. So we are trying to arrange a teaching program with Cambodia, including the government, that we will send this is our sixth mission to the same location.
Wow. So
that we can work with the same people and teach them our skills. And as a matter of fact, our team going to Cambodia is becoming smaller and smaller, and the Cambodian team is becoming larger and larger, so they can long-term, in the next 4 or 5 years, take over 100% from us.
That's fantastic.
That's what we're trying to do.
Now, you sent us some photographs from the mission that you were just recently on of some of the patients that you helped. So we're going to have a look at some of those, and you know, a lot of them can be quite disturbing for folks to watch, to look at. But tell us about this little guy.
This is very interesting, but he's actually a monk. He is 15 years old and been a monk all his life, and nobody would see and talk to him because he had a huge cleft. And in that picture that you saw him, it's been repaired in less than 2 hours, and he's got a total new image, and you can see his tears rolling down his eyes. He's so happy that he's now got a new life in himself, just like this other child, again, comes in, was putting a handkerchief on his face, won't go out in the city, won't go to school because he doesn't look good, and then with his lip being repaired, he's got a new life, you know.
And it's also young children. I know you helped a baby as well when you were there. So for you as a doctor, well, as a team working on something like that, to be able to help a child before they hit school or before they're out in society where people can mock them or make fun of them, what kind of a difference does that make?
Oh, it makes a huge difference. For example, in British Columbia, the children, I'm guessing in a year, they may have 60 or 70 patients born with cleft lip and palates, and they're all done. In 3 months, their lips are repaired, and by 9 months, their cleft palates are repaired. And later on, they just do revisions and adjustments to make them look better and help with the orthodontia. Down there, there's no chance for education, there's no chance for progress, and these people, like I saw a 65-year-old lady that came in, and it's shocking to see that she couldn't believe what she looked like when it was all done. For the first time at 65, she's trying to have a lip repaired, and she couldn't express herself. The language barrier was huge, and that was the issue.
See, now a lot of people watching at home might find that picture of that baby
Look, he's a
quite
good-looking
disturbing,
gentleman. You see that slide? And he looks amazing, all repaired. It's totally new face altogether. So he's...
And so what sort of costs are involved? How much money do you need to be able to take your team down there, work with these people, and basically change their lives?
On the average, we try to have fundraisers, and we have donations from quite good supportive people. A mission could cost you from anywhere from $70,000 to $100,000 per trip. And we've been doing about 27, 28 trips with all the support of British Columbians and from Canadians over the years, and we appreciate that. And we hope they continue donating to us so we can keep doing this kind of work. And it's just a wonderful feeling to do this, you know.
And Heather, I know you were nodding when the doctor was talking about the difference that it makes, especially in the older kids and the older people, that they can see such an immediate difference.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that's really memorable and striking is that overwhelming gratitude, especially with the older kids and adults, when they see their new look and just the appreciation from the families. It's overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah, it is an amazing process to watch. Dr. Falongo, is this your first time to Cambodia?
It was my first time to Cambodia, and it was truly something fantastic, and I'm definitely looking forward to going back, and even possibly we're looking into getting into Africa, so trying to organize something somewhere else would be a wonderful experience for other kids as well.
Now we're seeing some footage of the hospital there. What struck you the most being involved for the first time in something like this, especially with the patients post-op?
Well, what struck me the most was that kids anywhere are basically the same. So that's one thing you need to remember. Even though they don't speak the language, they do react to behaviors and they do react to faces. And it's just trying to take it step by step and just be gentle. And one thing, though, that really struck me was just the involvement of families and even villages, people that would come in to support the family that was there for the whole week after the surgery, before and after the surgery. It's really a community that comes down and takes care of one child. So it's something very special when you're there to realize that it's community involvement as opposed to just a single individual.
Well, it takes a village, right? Everybody says
exactly.
that. So.
Exactly.
Talk about Badenbaum baby that came in, and that's amazing. This child was seen last year, and it was I think 6 months, I think 5 months old, and it was only so small that we thought the baby was going to die. The reason was the parents didn't know how to feed the child.
Right.
So all we did was we gave them a bottle and showed the mother how to feed the child with the special bottles we have for children. We gave them a whole supply for the year. And that child came back so healthy this year, and we repaired the child's lip this year and the palate all at one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's quite a treat to see the story of a child that was supposed to be, I use the word, almost dying, and so successfully back to her own village with the family. They were so happy.
Phenomenal. Well, you guys do amazing work. Thank you for being here. Dr. Rai, how can we get more information, and if people want to reach out and help, where can they go?
Well, they can just even go on the website called operationrainbowcanada.com, and it's all one straight word, and you can donate if you like to. We'll appreciate that, and the money goes for a good cause because our administrative costs are less than 1%. So so you know your money is going to the children and not to any business group that is organizing their programs.
Very good. Well, thank you all very much.
you.
Congratulations on a successful mission, and best of luck in the future. Keep in touch with us and let us know where you're heading next.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
For inviting us, Wayne.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing your stories. All right, quick break for us. We're back in just a couple of minutes here on AMBC on this Friday morning. Stay with us.